Hey friends. Hey, if you're here watching the replay, thank you for being here. I am Svava Brooks and I am abuse survivor coach. What does that mean? Well, here on this live stream, I love to hang out with my fellow survivor thrivers as we work our way through my book, one page, one day at a time. Healing is hard enough. It's better in company of others like us, right? We are committed to reconnecting to our bodies, to our hearts, and our spirits. So if you're here watching, please say hello. Please introduce yourself. Let me know where you're from. And if you're watching on Periscope, I am in broadcast mode only over here. I am running the live chat over on YouTube. So if you want to join us, hello again, Sue, then please head on over to YouTube and search for the name of my book and you will find our live stream. Remember to subscribe, then you'll get notifications of upcoming videos. I share videos from our last year conversation. For some of us have been here for a while together. And then I am here live twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So how are we doing today? Hey, Sue. Thank you for posting those beautiful, beautiful flowers. Love it. Did you take a nap? And we have people tuning in from all over the place, from the UK, from Poland, from the United States, obviously, Canada. Hey, Tina. Hey, friend. Where else? Iceland sometimes, Ireland sometimes. So we are definitely international. I should put a poster behind me with all the countries. You guys have been chatting? Okay. Hey, Rob. Yes. I heard you guys. I have been hearing stories about the chat that's going on behind the scene, that you guys are having a blast. So, hey, Bobby, you may remember me from such things as being teacher's pet, according to Wanda and LD. That's funny. Yes, Wanda, right? They've been acting up. I know. I'm sure it had nothing to do with you. Crazy people. Well, I'm glad that we can funnel our madness, right? Healing journey sometimes makes us feel a little crazy. Good thing we found each other so we can be crazy together. But getting that energy out is very helpful. So if you're up for hanging out with some crazies, then you're in the right place. So, and I think it's important, my friends, right? We talk about really hard stuff. So it's good that we can make light of it and make fun of ourselves and have a good time, right? And today we're talking about love. So I brought my love glasses just to remind me who I'm looking at and what I'm looking through. Remember that filter. You have to make sure I got the kindness and love filter on, even when the world is mirroring back some things that, we think, oh my God, they're mean to me. No, it's not about you, right? That person on the other end, that's their best effort at keeping it together. But we have to remember the power we have is how do we respond? Right, Wanda? Badassery, mama bear glasses. Yeah, I'm bringing these to Texas. I got them in blue and I got them in red, as you guys know. So, and I heard Donna is the backseat driver. Wanda, the Teflon Don. There you go. I am loving the names that you've given each other here. I can tell I'm going to be in so much trouble with you guys in Texas. But It's okay. I'm ready. I'm ready for you guys. You guys are funny. So let's just dive right in. Today is my favorite. I say that every day, right? Because every discovery, even if it's challenging, some of the work that we're doing. So for those who are new to our live stream, you don't know what the heck we're doing, I'm actually now looking into our closed Facebook group where I post the page of the day from the book, and then our group members share their courageous journal entries where there is the tissues are ready. Sue and I already went through a box of tissues today. Maybe not a box, but if my eyes are puffy, then that's Sue's fault. She made me cry today, so I get to blame it on her. It's always good to blame somebody, but I got my heart glasses on, so it's with a lot of love. And those were love tears. You were there, Sue. I know you remember. I have it on recording. So, are we ready? Yes, if we connect with hearts close to us and we all do it, that's a worldwide compassion. Exactly. Yes, right? And to remember, hurt people, right? I really remember that one. And that was one of those things that went on a piece of paper and taped on my wall for a long time, because I wanted to remember if I was withholding love or snapping at my kids or my husband or the customer service rep on the phone, right? I wanted to remember that was me taking my hurt out on somebody else. Most of us tend to turn it against ourselves, right? We hurt and abandon ourselves over and over and over again. So that's such a good reminder. Okay, living from the heart means moving through the world with compassion, patience, understanding, kindness, and an open mind. Yes, exactly, Rob. Hey, Vicky. So when you live from your heart, you realize that just as you are imperfect and that loving yourself help to ease your pain, most people around you aren't intentionally acting with aggression or defensiveness or hurt. You can understand that this is their pain speaking, not them. Right? When we all stop pointing fingers and actually listen to what others have to say and what our hearts say, relationships are able to reach a level of trust and love and understanding like never before. Like never before. And from my personal experience, it took about 15 years. I'm a slow learner. I'm stubborn, like a few people here. I don't know what it is, but I tend to attract stubborn people. What it is. But yeah, I think about 15 years, maybe 12, right? My husband and I finally became friends. And when I saw that, he was trying to communicate with me, and he was like blaming or angry or, it landed as judgment, then it helped to see, wait a minute, like this is him hurting, not knowing how to fix it inside of him. This is him feeling overwhelmed. This is like he is trying to communicate a hurt, like, the iceberg, right? I'm only seeing the tip. And once I started to recognize his patterns, right, and how those hurt things would show up, yes, for 10 years, I would be like ready, on guard, right, ready to get into the, throwing the sand. I often talked about we were like 3-year-olds sitting in a sandbox. But eventually I was able to see, okay, his 4-year-old self just showed up, or his 13-year-old self just showed up, right? And so lovingly to sit there with him and just listen. Even when it was you, I would be like, okay, I'm just gonna let that go right by, right? Was very intentional about my energy. Energy, needs energy. So instead of meeting him, pushing back where he could only push back harder, I learned to just sit back and just to kind of imagining it dropping down in front of me. Like he wasn't personally attacking me. He wasn't judging me. He wasn't criticizing. He wasn't blaming. This was him, right? His best effort. And then I would tell him, this is what I hear you say. And then he would like, no, that's not at all what I said. And then I'm like, okay, I really want to hear. I really want to understand what it is that you're telling me and what it is that you're asking of me. Like if he was asking something of me, right? I wanted to make sure I was clear. And then I got to decide, is this something that I can do or not? And then we had to practice, right? Saying no. I appreciate you being clear and asking for what you need. I can do this, but I cannot do this, right? And then working on not taking it personally if the other person couldn't do what we asked. So we see these in our world every day, how people are responding. Are we responding to life or are we leading? And if there is a way to lead, I think a preference, and this, at least my preference, would be to lead from and see through with my heart, right? So I understand, Sue. Definitely not easy to do in the heat of the moment. It took practice. It took 100 times pushing back until I figured, okay, this isn't working. I have to try something else. And then as I became more aware of my body and my nervous system and how I couldn't like compulsively reacted, I started recognizing, oh, that's my scared little girl fighting for her life, thinking that she has to be right. She has to tell him, right? And then you, and then when you, right? I remember when, right? Pulling out all the backs story, not helpful. There you go, Rob. Exactly. And the most powerful thing I recognized, if someone is telling you something, is to validate them. You're absolutely right. If this is your truth, I hear you. That sounds hurtful. That must have hurt your feelings, right? Instead of arguing his truth, I learned to listen and hear it from like, okay, if I were him expressing this, wouldn't I just want to be heard? Wouldn't I just want someone to like, wow, I hear you. Yeah, I would want that too. Of course. Yes, you have the right to ask for what you need. You have the right to hear. So Donna, how did you learn to stay in an open space? Did you practice alone, without your husband, or with a therapist? We read a lot of books, or I read a lot of books. And also I saw in my support group that I was in for a long time, the women would bring in challenges with their husbands. And the therapist that was running the group, she would create a space for us to kind of act out, meaning playing out a conversation. So we would get to practice in a safe place, right? And so we would get to practice in that group. What is it that I really want from this conversation, right? Because what most people argue about is not the issue. There's an underlying issue of not being seen or heard or validated. Like there's like, I just want you to see, like common ground. Like, I just want you to hear me, right? And when we just know that someone is willing to try to understand us, it's like everything else falls away. Okay, so that's what you're needing. So how can I help you get that? If you feel like I can give you that. Exactly, Rob. Exactly, Rob. Right? Because when you finally listen, we were also able to help each other, Donna, understand, was I asking my husband to take care of things that I should be taking care of? Or was he asking me to take care of something that his little boy needed? Not from me, but from him. You know what I mean? So it was, the more we learned to listen and more to learn to understand what I needed and what was happening inside of me, the less I started projecting onto him and expectation of him loving, that big empty hole inside, right? I made him responsible for all that for a very long time until it dawned on me, wait a minute, he can't crawl inside of me and fix that hole, right? I can only accept as much love as I am comfortable with giving myself. Hey, Chrissy. Right, hey, LD. So I hope that helped a little bit. So definitely that's one of the things we can talk about when we meet up in April. How do we have those needs conversations? Right? I've even created some scripts for couples. Here's how to ask for what you need. Because sometimes we even, I didn't know what that looked like to ask for that in the beginning, right? And then also going into the conversation, okay, this is what, I need to talk to you, right? I set aside a time not to be approaching someone to have a conversation about something hard while they're knee deep in something else or they're distracted, whatever. Ask them when is it a good time for you? I have something that I'd like to talk to you about. You're not in trouble, right? It's just that I'm trying to express something that I need to talk about. And I think you could help me get some clarity around this. Are you willing? And then the person gets to say yes or no, right? And then you bring to, and we stay out of you. It's about me. I need, I want, I'm looking for. And then if you ask, it's like, are you willing? And we honor the no. Honor the no. Make it safe for people to say no, because we want them to give to us because they want and they can't, not because they feel like they have to or they should, or their arm is being twisted, or they're being told, or their fear that love is going to be withheld if they don't. So, hey, Lori. Hey, friend. So, here, it's difficult for survivors of child abuse to allow themselves to live from their hearts, yet we can't maintain a healthy relationships with anyone until we learn this vital skill. When we live from the hurt, arguments with friends and family members never seem to be resolved. You always think they are the problem and they need to change. And they always think that you're the problem. They say you need to change, and it's a hamster wheel, right? So 2 questions today. And if you're here with us and not in the group, if you'd love to share your thoughts, please feel free to jump in. Hey, Chris-Ann. And for our friends on Periscope, I am running the live chat on YouTube. Too much to navigate to chat live stream. So I'm in broadcast only today on the Periscope, but feel free to join us on YouTube. Would love to have you. So the 2 questions today are, What was your heart saying to you as you read this? How did that resonate? And what action does your heart want you to take? Let's see here. Lots of great shares today, my friends. LD, I just saw you're here. Can I share yours? I'm going to start here with Wanda. Wanda says, wow, this one hit. Thank you, LD. Wanda says, wow, this one hit a wound that is still very much infected. Be gentle with yourself, my friend, Wanda. As I read this, my heart went straight to the relationship with a sister of mine. Something happened to our bond in my 20s, and it has never healed. I feel she hates me, and she fears me. I never knew or admit till recently that only to myself. So you guys will be the first to ever hear this, that I am angry with her that she didn't protect me as a child during my visits down south. I know it's not fair, but it's a new realization of some pain. My heart wants to tell her my truth, to share why I became so angry towards her, what the self-destructive behavior she witnessed was all about. But I am afraid of her reaction. Thank you. Thanks, Rob. Thank you, Wanda. Thank you, friend. Thank you for your courage to share with us, and also for this realization here. And I loved what our friend LD commented and shared, right? You might be surprised with her response. Perhaps there could be some healing and understanding. I think the key for us, right, is when if we are going to go into having hard conversations with people, is to get really clear about the outcome. What do we really want? We may not get it, right? We can't control people. We can't control how people feel, but we can ask for what we need, for what we like, and we can apologize. Even if you don't get an acceptance of the apology, by you apologizing, you are restoring yourself in a way. You are restoring your part in this relationship. And what I found also when I felt really scared about needing, especially a lot of this work, as you guys know I've done with my husband, I would tell him first, I'm really scared to tell you this. I'm really afraid of how you're going to respond. Exactly, just for her to understand why you were so angry. Yes. Yeah. And maybe, she's been afraid because she maybe doesn't understand why. And maybe she feels like yes, you were blaming her in some ways, but now that you understand why, right? So be gentle with yourself. I know you will get there, and be ready when you're ready. There's no push for timing. This is your timing, honoring what you need and where you're at. So be gentle with yourself. I'm sending you love, my friend. Sending you love. Yes. Thank you, friends. Thank you. And I just want to say, you feel like that she hates you. I think we feel intense emotions for people we care about, right? if you didn't care about your sister, you'd be indifferent, right? But you really love her, and she probably really loves you, right? Yes, exactly. Yeah. And it is hard, especially in our closest relationships, right? And in our family, closest family dynamics, when some of these feelings, anger, hurt, was expressed in a way that, someone got hurt or disrespected or bullied, then it holds us back too from being, maybe stepping into the possibility of expressing that. So be gentle with yourself. I trust you. I trust you. And you have our support, my friend. You're not alone. You are not alone, my friend. So thank you. I'm scrolling back up here. Let's see here. LD. She says, as I read this, my heart was saying that I need to lighten up more and be more gentle with Dave and Gabe. We usually do really well with each other, but there are certain times I can get a bit ouchy and irritable. I would like to remember more often that they are indeed doing their best and live more from my heart and from a place of love. There you go, my friend, LD. Responsibility for ourselves, right? How our feelings, our actions impact other people. It all starts with that awareness, right? Right? Yep. None of us, nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect, but you're going to do your best, right? To remember that, to treat others as we want them to treat us. I hear you, Wanda. I hear you, my friend. It is a little bit scary. It can be scary. Yeah. So maybe write a letter and share it with us, right? Practice saying those things. Have some people give you some feedback. Bring it to your therapist, right? Practice. We can do that. We can practice some of our conversations. We forget about that. So thank you, LD. Thank you for sharing that. I do understand very, very much. I have two boys around me too. Not two boys, man and a husband. So yes, good. So let's see here. Sue shares with us. So I'm feeling pretty emotional as I'm writing this. When I read the introduction, yes, Sue. When I read the introduction to today's page, it made me cry. The thought of moving through the world with compassion, patience, understanding, and kindness, and an open mind is so much the way I have longed to live. But in fact, it's always been easier for me to be kind and understanding towards others because I have always understood that I was the problem and that I was the one that needed to change. Who can relate? You're not alone, my friend Sue. Me too, my friend. I was the problem. Until one day I'm like, wait a minute. I am not the problem. I'm the one doing all the work. And it's not about focusing there. It's about doing the work for me, right? Yes. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Yes, Sue, you're not alone. She goes on to share with us, but my heart always longed for that compassion, patience, understanding, and kindness to be shown to me. Yet I have always been so hard on myself. So I think my heart is longing for me to be open to show this to myself and have this sort of relationship with myself so that I will able to really live from my heart. Thank you, Sue. I can really feel your emotion here behind this. And the first thing here, right, is that you're getting clear. You're getting clarity on what you do want, right? We've had so much clarity, right? And this is our biology. We know what we don't want. We know what we are avoiding. We know what we want to move away from. But rarely do we focus on what we do want to bring closer, what we do want to internalize, what we do want to integrate, the identity we want to embrace and step into. And I know I've told you guys that story many times. Once I recognized all my identities and all my, I don't want to say my superpowers, but all the things that were kind of I call them like my power shield, like, you know, where my powers came from, about who I was and what I was putting into the world. All of it was about, you know, hiding. You know, I was really good at pretending to be perfect. I was working really hard, right? All those different things. But none of it was about, you know, what is in my heart of hearts. You know, what was it that I wanted for me, right? Not about the hurt anymore. Like, I was tired of living from the automatic, autopilot, knee-jerk reaction, defensive, argumentative, controlling, right? Start with that and the rest might follow. It's not, you'll still be happier with your self relationship. There you go, Rob, right? But, and this is it, Sue and anybody else who, right, can feel this intrigue, right? It's like, what does it look like to live out of patience? What does it look like and feel like to live out of understanding? What does it look like, sound like, feel like to live with an open mind? And the thing I've shared with you guys before, what kind of cracked the code for me was kindness, right? Love was too big, like to live from love and light, you know, like I'm very direct about my passionate love for people, because as I've learned to love myself, I see myself in all of you guys. It's like, oh my gosh, of course I'm in love with all of you guys. You are all parts of me. I see myself in all of you. Your words, right? Your writings, what you're saying, your tears. Oh, right? But that was too big. But I was like, okay, let's start with kindness. I can try that on. How does it look like for me to live out of kindness? I knew it was something that was inherently deep in there, part of who I was. But I didn't know how to express it. How do I own it? How do I put that out there, right? If this, instead of love, said kindness. So I started with, okay, I'm going to use it as my signature. Kindly. I'm putting it out there in all my email replies to the world over the last, don't know how many years now. Until it became normal. I felt a little uncomfortable in the beginning. Can I say that kindness? Can I say kindly? And now it's like, of course. And now I use much love in my emails when I send replies to people, because I'm always sending love. It's inherently who I am. I get it. It's my superpower now. Hey, Reki. Hey, friend. So, how do we take just one piece and start to show that? I know, Donna. It feels a lot scary with all those nice words. I don't know if I can be that nice. Well, here's the thing, right? As I was learning to be kinder to myself, what word is that, Wanda? I've never seen that before. That's how she sabotizes us. Oh my goodness, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. So, but again, here's the good news, my friend. Exactly. Donna, you already are all those things, right? You just don't see it yet. It's like when we are disconnected from our bodies and our hearts, we don't see that we already are those things. That is hilarious. Like baptize. Yes. Well, it's the power of love, my friends. You know, just pouring love onto you guys and just see where it sticks. See where it sticks. See, I'm just going to fill up that empty, container until it starts to stick to itself. When I'm in my own head, not really. I hear you. I hear you. Hey, Nora. Just got up from my medical nap. Well, I'm so glad that you're here. So glad that you're here. So, thank you, Sue. Thank you, my friend. And I think, Sue, the reason why this really stirs your heart, right? Because it's your truth and you're starting to connect with it. Maybe there's a shortage of that kind of nice in New Jersey. Well, I don't know. Remember what we started with there? I believe people are inherently good, but how they show up in the world is often with their hurt because life has been hurting. I think my phone is dying here on the Periscope. So I apologize if the Periscope drops out, my friends. Apologize for that, but we are over on YouTube with the live stream. So, but thank you guys for being here. Hey, Kim. California are nice people. Yes, I was from California before. Yes, yes. And this bubbly personality that you're seeing here, she was in hiding for a long time. And I've been told when I go back to Iceland, my Icelandic friends like, oh my gosh, you're so American. But you know what? I don't care. I'm having a lot more fun now than I used to, so it's okay. You can't type because you're on meds, Nora. Be careful. Exactly, Sue. There you go. But the thing is, Donna, the thing is, I was always nice. I was always a good person, but the inner critical voice, my harsh critic inside of me was so freaking loud that I believed it. Like all the things that it kept telling me that I was stupid, I was ugly, I was broken, I shouldn't even bother. Nobody believes in me. Nobody wants to hear what you have to say. All the things, right? So I believed that. And then when I recognized where it came from, exactly. It's not what you think, it's what you do. But with that inner critic being so loud in my head, I was crippled by it. And it's like, no, I'm not going to do anything out in the world if that's who I'm going to show up as, right? And I tried to make up for it by being overly, right, perfect, taking care of everybody else, right? Working extra hard because I didn't want people to find out how really bad I was, how really horrible I was. So but I've not been nice to me. Exactly, Sue, right? And so that part of it was, as I learned to integrate kindness, I had to learn to be kind to Svava. And that was the hardest part. What does it feel like to be kind to me, to be compassionate and patient with me, right? And then give that out from that place. Exactly, exactly. Perspective changes, Rob. Exactly. So thank you, Sue. Thank you, Sue. Beautiful. Nora, you are just here in time. I was about to share. And by the way, Nora, I loved what you shared on Facebook today with that beautiful black and white image and the text about your journey. It was just really, really beautiful to see and to read. I'm like, wow. Wow. We are looking forward to more of that. Yes. And we're looking forward to the San Antonio Nice. Lots of love in San Antonio. I've been there. I tested it for us, guys. So let's see here. Nora shares with us. Hey friends, if you're on the Periscope, glad you're here and watching. Let's see. Nora shares, I am reading out answers to our community questions from our Facebook group that come from my book. So in case you're wondering what the questions are that people are answering and sharing their journal entries. Yes, I love it, Nora. Can't wait to see that project. That's awesome. All right, focus, Svava. When I read this post, I was feeling the warmth in my heart. Where I am in my life is the beginning of great things to come. I have been longing for compassion, understanding, and love. And I think when I was actually shown from the last visit, Svava came down here to visit what it was to be shown, what actual friendship and love was. Gonna make me cry. My inner self started to process what was love, love that comes with a price, and what true, authentic love really was. I also knew that it was up to me to feel safe and to open to it. Now that I'm living a completely different type of life, where I can develop my own true relationship with God and truly being honest and open in my therapy sessions, and now beginning inner child work, I am hopeful that I will begin to find and discover my true authentic self and be able to start loving myself, forgiving myself, and in turn, love others and begin to forgive those who hurt me. It's not an easy and instant thing, but I am open now to beginning this healthy path. All right. I am so happy for you, Nora. And for this reason, my friends, I am so happy. I know not everybody, not all of you guys can make it to our retreat together, but I know it's going to be life-changing for you guys to be together, body to body, right? Heart to heart. Okay, I won't cry. Because it is that, you know, that co-regulation, that embodied experience that we are looking for, right? We know it in our bodies that something is missing. And we're like, you know, will you show me? Will you show me? Will you show me? Yes. So, right? And it only happens as we see, Nora, right? You've had to be patient, right? on this journey. Part of you is like, I want this, I don't want this. I talked to someone today about this. Like, what you want, you also don't want. What you want, you're also resisting. What you want, you're also fearing. I hear you, Nora. So I know, and I cried today with someone about this, is that I knew at some point in my journey that I was here to learn about love, and that I had to be willing to fight for knowing what that felt, as scary as it was. I'm relentless, but there was this drive inside of me, this curiosity, this pull. It's like, there has to be more, there has to be more, there has to be more. And it wasn't, necessarily to go out there and to be a public figure, but I just I wanted to know, what it was like to be loved. Now you guys have me crying. Because I knew ever since I was a little girl, I'm like, why does it seem like everybody gets to have that but me? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? And then I was like, instead of looking for what was wrong with me, I was like, okay, I'm going to start looking for what's right about me. It's like, how can I figure this out, right? So when I learned your body is just as capable of loving as everybody else, right? But it's an exchange. It's a process. Are we all crying? Right, Nora? Oh boy, was it scary, but to have a friend who can gently show me love, it felt like you do, Svava, and you showed me, and I'm so ever grateful. And it just makes my heart sing, Nora. I mean, for all of you guys. What greater blessing. I get to spend time and talk to you guys about this, because once you know what it feels like, you can't help but want to share that with other people, because it's like, this is your birthright. Right? And it's like, I know some of you, when you first met me, it's like, okay, what's the catch? What do you want? And I'm like, I don't need anything from you, right? I know how to access that love and that energy. I'm not going to take anything from you. And that was the other thing. I thought the only way was to get love was that if I would sacrifice something, and I had to do that for a long time. And I kept doing it to myself for a long time after, because I thought that was the only way. So nothing brings me greater joy and makes my heart sing when you guys, the people that work with me privately or in my groups, when you start to, the glimpse of it, oh, I get it. And it isn't a head thing, it's a heart thing, it's a feeling things. Yes, thank you, Nora. Well, and I'm honest with you guys, that's my agenda. I insist you pay it forward. And you know what? I know you will. You can't help it. That's kind of the I don't know, what do you say? I don't even have to worry about it, because I know that's the power of it. All right, Chrisanne. I'm glad I sent my hubby to get me a big box of tissues yesterday. So, yes, there you. Nora, I don't cry, but boy, my eyes feel watery. There you go. Wanda, right? Right. I hear you. I hear you. Well, well, sometimes my husband is like, Svava, you need to make a little more money. Thank God, right? That I have a husband that supports this venture. But yeah, I feel blessed. I know, my friends. I know you guys do. I know you guys do. And like I said, that's the catch. I don't have to worry about it. I know when we start to feel good, when you love you, you can't help but pay it forward, and you show up in the world as a loving, kind human. You are like the sunshine, right? Like you bring the light into the darkness, you bring the sun into the rain or the fog. You can't help it. So, all right, let's see here. I'm sorry, friends. Woo. Hey, Vicky. Vicky, don't feel like you're behind, because trust me, friend, some days we feel like we're 2 steps ahead, and then next day we are 3 steps behind. Can you guys validate Vicky on this, right? There is no behind. We are all in it together. We are all in it together, my friend. So Vicky's sharing here, when I read this, I felt pain, as I know I'm not there as much as I'd like to think I was. This argument with my daughter proved that. She's still not talking to me. I react. I judge. I lash out when I feel attacked. And her boyfriend saying, excuse me, that he did about my past has me feeling so angry with him, but also with my daughter, especially knowing my past and how often my family has thrown my past in my face, not the abuse, just the bad choices and the mistakes as a result. But it is what it is. I still have a lot of work to do. Maybe I need a therapist too. I don't know. My heart hurts. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So sorry, Vicky. Thank you guys for all the encouragement and love we're sending here to Vicky. You are just in the right place, my friend. Just hang in there. Yes, you are on, this is your journey, your timing, and it's important that you honor that. And it's never helpful when we compare ourselves to others. We all do it. The key, and it's important that we try to catch ourselves when we compare ourselves to others. It is not helpful. And I'm so sorry, Vicky, that, you know, this happened here with your family. Be gentle with yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Right? It wasn't your fault. It wasn't your fault, my friend. Yes, you're getting loves and hugs sent from all of us here. Thank you, Nora. Thank you, Nora. Just keep showing up, my friend. Just keep being here. Just do the best you can for you and you only. That's it. That's it. You're doing a beautiful job. You're doing a beautiful job. Let's see here. Rob, right? I can share yours here. And did I miss yours, Chris-Ann? Did you post today? I just want to make sure I don't miss it. And it's okay. No need. If you didn't, just didn't want to miss it. All right, friend. Yes. Exactly, Sue, right? It's hard to swallow at the time, but true. It's gentle. It's important we get those gentle reminders. I hear you. Well, and Vicky, that's the thing, right? Don't feel guilty for yourself to react so negatively. That was very hurtful. The best you can do is to acknowledge, right? And forgive yourself. Anytime, hurt people, anytime we turn that hurt against ourselves and beat ourselves up for it, it only reaffirms that old hurt. So to the best way you can with self-compassion and kindness, speak to that, like that little Vicky inside. It's like, hey, sweet girl, I'm sorry, right? That was hurt. Yes, we responded. It was not the best thing to do in that situation. I am working on keeping those hard feelings, and learning how to express them in a safe way so I don't take it out on other people. So you're doing a great job, Vicky. You are my friend. I hear you. I hear you, Vicky. Exactly, Nora. I hear you. So here, my friends, Rob shared with us, that reminds me of when I trash talk someone for, say, bad driving, or Norman will say, their mom might have died this morning, or they're on a final warning at work, or even better, you didn't notice the 99 good drivers. Why are you focusing on the one bad driver? And then I breathe and I center, return to my own nirvana of non-judgment, and worry about things you can affect by being positive in your own direct relationships. I used to sum it up as the fridge policy. The news is full of fear and pain that we carry but cannot directly rectify. But having no milk for coffee, you start the day, is a real problem. So focus on the small things you can influence to make you and those around you happy. It's an analogy for a wider principle in improving society, not wasting energy on and feeling powerless, worrying about a plane crash 1,000 miles away, right? Use the compassion to visit a lonely neighbor or give a homeless chap a cup of tea. Beautiful, Rob. Beautiful. Yeah, we know that Norman, he's a good chap, right? I love what he said. You didn't notice the 99 good drivers. And the same thing goes for us, right? We focus on all the things that we perceive, the negative chatter that is bad and wrong with us. Let's focus on all the good. Let's focus on all the good, the positive, the hard work, your commitment, right? You're choosing to show up for this hard work. This inner work is not for wusses, my friend. When the minute you said, okay, I'm doing this, you stepped out of the circle of, right, a lot of people, no judgment, right? But you said, okay, I'm going to take my life back. I'm going to start to lead my heart and my life from what I need, what I want. I'm going to figure this out. Just like I said earlier, right? I was tired of living a life of reaction, just running down the to-do list, running around with like my hair on fire, taking care of everything and everybody else. But what about me at the end of the day? What were my dreams? What did I want? And not in a selfish way, but just really wanting to contribute even more. And that's the thing, right? When we start to turn inward and take care of this body and our hearts with delight, get to know yourself, because you are a delightful, courageous, amazing, unique, and special human being. Lean in for that conversation. Lean in for that support. Show up for yourself in a way that you always wanted to be supported. Yes, we need other people, right? And that's why being here in a group, my friends, has been, brilliant for all of you guys. I couldn't have made this up on my own. You guys did it. Yes. There you go, Vicky. You found it because this is for you. This is the love you are worthy of. You deserve this kind of love and kindness in your life all the time. And that was the other interesting thing. Once I started feeling more love and kindness and compassion for myself, and I started, wow, am I allowed to feel this love? Is this okay? So my capacity to love expanded according and kind of in alignment with my capacity to feel the hard feelings. They go together. We talk about this. So, wow, my friends. And of course, I pulled the perfect card for us today. Perfect card for us. You ready? One day, he woke up and decided to be happy. The card of the day. One day she woke up and decided to be happy. Thank you, thank you, thank you, my friends. What a beautiful time here with you guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing. And again, if you're on the Periscope, I'm in broadcast mode only over here. I'm over on YouTube running the live stream and the chat. If you want to join our conversation and our community, we would love to have you share your journey and your heart with us. You will find us on YouTube, and you can also find us on Facebook group, where we have a closed Facebook group where people share their journal entries from the book as we go one day, one page at a time. And in the show notes below, you will see more information about my website, about my group coaching and private coaching. Thank you guys. Please remember to give me a thumbs up or hearts on Periscope. And if this video inspired you and moved your heart, please, you can give me a testimony or comment underneath. I really appreciate all that support. Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, we laugh and cry, don't we? We laugh and we cry all in the same hour. That's life for you. Thanks, guys. I'll see you back here, Svavatized. I'll see you guys here on Tuesday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Have a great rest of the week. And remember to go out in nature, do something fun and joyful this weekend. Self-care is key, my friends. Bye, friends. That's right.